Welcome back to our channel Numismatics World HD. In today's video, we're going to explore something really interesting and exciting. Stay with us and don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started. In the world of numismatics, there are coins that go unnoticed by the general public, and then there are coins that capture the imagination of collectors and investors alike. The 1981 US 1 dime coin falls into this latter category, a small but mighty coin that, for many collectors, holds significant value and intrigue. At first glance, it may appear to be just another dime, but when you delve deeper into its history, design, minting details, and the rarity of certain editions, you'll begin to see why this coin has commanded such attention over the years. The fascinating journey of the 1981 dime takes us through decades of numismatic history, through economic changes, and, of course, through the minting process that birthed this coin and gave rise to its potential value. To understand the allure of the 1981 dime, it's essential to first look at the broader historical context of the United States in the early 1980s. The country was navigating turbulent economic times, dealing with inflation, high unemployment, and the aftermath of the energy crisis that had hit in the previous decade. 1981 was the beginning of Ronald Reagan's presidency, a period marked by significant political and economic change. The U.S. was adjusting to a new direction, both at home and abroad, and this moment in history is reflected in the coins of that era, none more so than the dime. The design of the 1981 dime, as with all dimes produced since 1946, was influenced by the legacy of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt's image has adorned the obverse of the dime for more than 7 decades, a tribute to his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, as well as his role in founding the March of Dimes, a charity focused on polio research and prevention. Roosevelt's profile on the dime represents not just a man, but an era of American resilience and progress. The design was created by John R. Sinek, an artist at the U.S. Mint, and remains largely unchanged since its introduction. The image of Roosevelt is facing left, framed by the words "Liberty" above and the year of issue below. The 1981 version of the coin is no exception to this design, with Roosevelt's image depicted in meticulous detail. On the reverse, the coin continues the tradition established in 1946, with a combination of 3 symbolic elements: a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch. Together, these elements represent liberty, peace, and strength, values that have endured through the years and across generations of Americans. But what makes the 1981 dime particularly interesting to collectors is not just its design, but the way it was produced. The minting process of the 1981 dime, like all coins, began with the preparation of blank metal discs known as planchets. These planchets, typically made from a combination of copper and nickel, were carefully struck by the U.S. Mint's presses to produce the final design. The 1981 dime is part of the broader series of coins minted during this period, and each coin that came out of the U.S. Mint that year was part of a larger economic plan to maintain the stability and supply of U.S. currency during a time of change. In total, the U.S. Mint produced billions of dimes in 1981, with several different facilities involved in the production. Coins minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco were distributed to meet the demands of circulation. While the 1981 dime itself might not seem rare, it is important to note that certain variations of the coin, particularly those that exhibit minting errors or unique features, have become highly desirable among collectors. These variations can turn a seemingly ordinary dime into a sought-after piece, worth far more than the 10 cents stamped on its surface. One of the most common and significant minting errors that can affect coins like the 1981 dime is the off-center strike. This occurs when the planchet is misaligned during the striking process, causing part of the design to be missing or improperly placed. For the 1981 dime, an off-center strike could result in a coin with a portion of Roosevelt's image or the reverse symbols cut off, or even a coin where the design appears to be shifted to one side. This error can be a significant factor in determining the coin's value, as off-center strikes are rare and often highly prized by collectors. In addition to the off-center strike, other types of minting errors, such as double strikes or die cracks, can also increase the value of a coin like the 1981 dime. A double strike occurs when a coin is struck more than once by the die, often resulting in an overlapping design. This can create a unique and highly collectible effect, especially when the double strike is particularly pronounced. Die cracks, on the other hand, are caused by wear and tear on the minting dies and can result in visible lines or cracks on the coin surface, which may be subtle or more dramatic, depending on the severity of the crack. While minting errors are always of interest to collectors, the 1981 dime holds particular appeal due to its age. As time passes, coins like the 1981 dime become harder to find in pristine condition. The combination of limited availability and the potential for error makes these coins especially valuable in the eyes of collectors. If a 1981 dime has been well preserved and exhibits any significant minting error, it could be worth far more than its face value, sometimes even reaching astronomical prices at auction. Now, the question remains, just how much can a 1981 dime be worth? On the surface, it's easy to dismiss the coin as a mere 10-cent piece, but for those in the know, the value of the 1981 dime can be incredibly impressive. While most 1981 dimes are worth their face value, some of the rarer error varieties can fetch prices that are significantly higher. For example, a 1981 dime with a substantial off-center strike could easily sell for hundreds of dollars, while a double-strike coin or one with a particularly rare die crack could be worth thousands. And then, of course, there are the truly exceptional examples, the coins with the most dramatic errors or the ones that have been graded in exceptional condition by professional grading services. These coins can command incredible prices at auction, with some 1981 dimes having sold for as much as $145,000 in recent years. It's hard to believe that a coin worth just 10 cents could reach such astronomical values, but in the world of numismatics, rarity and demand can turn an ordinary coin into a precious treasure. Collectors and investors alike are drawn to coins like the 1981 dime because of the potential for discovery. The thrill of finding a rare minting error or securing a piece of history that might have been overlooked by others is what makes coin collecting such an exciting and rewarding pursuit. For those who are fortunate enough to find an error coin from 1981, the payoff can be substantial, but it's also about the journey of discovery and the satisfaction of owning a piece of U.S. history that few others have access to. So, what should you do if you come across a 1981 dime? First, take the time to carefully examine it. Look for any signs of minting errors, an off-center strike, a double strike, or any visible die cracks. If you think you may have found an error coin, consider having it professionally graded by a numismatic expert. Grading services can provide a detailed assessment of the coin's condition and rarity, which can help determine its potential value. In conclusion, the 1981 US 1 dime coin is much more than just a piece of currency, it's a piece of history, and for the right collector, it can be a treasure worth far more than its face value. Whether through its enduring design or the rarity of certain minting errors, the 1981 dime has earned its place in the world of numismatics. And while most of these coins are still worth just 10 cents, for those who discover the right error coin in pristine condition, the reward can be nothing short of extraordinary. So, the next time you find yourself holding a 1981 dime, take a moment to appreciate its history, its craftsmanship, and its potential value. You might just have a small fortune in your hand. The 1983 US 1 dime coin may appear at first glance to be an ordinary piece of currency, one of the many coins circulating in the United States. However, as we begin to peel back the layers of its history, design, and the fascinating world of coin collecting, you'll see that this small, seemingly insignificant dime holds more value than meets the eye. What may seem like a simple 10-cent piece is in fact a coin that embodies a complex story of American history, economic shifts, and the meticulous artistry of coin production. In this video, we'll explore every aspect of the 1983 dime, from its historical context to the detailed design, minting processes, rare variations, and, of course, its potential to fetch impressive sums at auctions today. By the time we reveal the staggering value of a 1983 dime, you'll understand why this little coin has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike. The year 1983 was an important one in the United States, marked by significant political and economic changes. Ronald Reagan, the 40th president, was in the midst of his first term, and the country was experiencing a period of recovery after the severe recessions of the late 1970s and early 1980s. The U.S. economy was stabilizing, and inflation, while still high, was beginning to show signs of decreasing. At the same time, the U.S. Mint was working hard to meet the needs of the public with a robust supply of coins for everyday transactions. The 1983 dime was just one part of the complex machinery that helped facilitate economic exchange in a rapidly changing society. The United States had long since moved away from using silver in most of its circulating coins, and by the time the 1983 dime was minted, the coin was composed of a copper-nickel clad material. This transition to a copper-nickel mix began in 1965, when the U.S. government, facing rising silver prices and a coin shortage, decided to eliminate silver from most circulating coins. The 1983 dime, like its immediate predecessors, was produced with a composition of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, which was then layered into a sandwich-like structure, with a pure copper core and nickel-clad surfaces. This was a cost-effective method to produce coins and helped maintain their durability, even though it did mark the end of an era of silver dimes. But what makes the 1983 dime truly unique is not just its composition, but the artistry behind its design. Since 1946, the obverse of the dime has featured the image of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. The choice of Roosevelt to grace the dime was not just a random selection. It was a tribute to his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, and his role in the founding of the March of Dimes, a charity that raised funds to fight polio. Roosevelt's image, designed by John R. Sinek, has remained a consistent symbol on the dime for more than 7 decades, and the 1983 dime is no exception. His left-facing profile appears on the obverse, surrounded by the words, "Liberty, the year of issue," and the motto, "In God We Trust." The reverse of the 1983 dime, which has seen relatively few changes since its introduction, showcases a symbolic trio of elements: a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch. These items together represent liberty, peace, and strength. The design was intended to convey the enduring values of the United States and was created by designer Frank Gasparo. The reverse also includes the inscription "United States of America, e pluribus unum," and "1 dime," signifying the coin's denomination and its place in the nation's currency system. On the surface, the design of the 1983 dime might seem relatively straightforward. But as is often the case with coins, its true value lies in its rarity, the condition it is found in, and the specific nuances of its minting. The 1983 dime was produced in large numbers. After all, it was a circulating coin, and many examples have been found in average or well-worn condition. However, there are several important factors that can influence the value of a 1983 dime, particularly if you happen to find a rare variation or one in exceptional condition. The 1983 dime was struck at 3 different U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. In fact, it was a year in which the Philadelphia Mint produced coins without a mint mark, as was customary at the time. The Denver Mint, on the other hand, included the D mint mark to indicate that it was minted in Denver, while the San Francisco Mint struck coins for proof sets, distinguished by the S mint mark. While these variations are interesting, they are not the main factor that drives the value of the 1983 dime. Instead, collectors are particularly drawn to rare minting errors or coins in exceptional condition. One of the most sought-after variations of the 1983 dime is a rare type known as the 1983 double die error. This type of error occurs when a coin is struck multiple times by the dies, causing the design to overlap in a way that's easily visible to the naked eye. For the 1983 dime, a double die error might be seen on Roosevelt's portrait, the date, or any of the inscriptions, resulting in a coin that appears to have doubled features. These double die coins are relatively uncommon, and when they do appear, they are highly prized by collectors. A well-preserved 1983 double die dime can fetch significant amounts at auction, as collectors are willing to pay a premium for these rarer pieces. Another type of error that makes the 1983 dime stand out is the off-center strike. This occurs when the planchet, the metal disc that is struck by the die, is not perfectly aligned during the minting process. An off-center strike can result in a dime where part of the design is missing or shifted. While off-center strikes can vary in severity, even minor shifts in the design can make a coin much more valuable. When it comes to the 1983 dime, those that exhibit an off-center strike, especially those that involve significant portions of the design being cut off, are highly sought after. There is also a certain level of appeal for the 1983 dime among collectors when it comes to its overall condition. The U.S. Mint produced billions of dimes in 1983, and most of them entered circulation, where they were subjected to wear and tear over the years. As a result, most 1983 dimes are in average or below average condition. However, coins that have been kept in pristine condition, particularly those with sharp details, no visible wear, and little to no discoloration, are much rarer. A 1983 dime in gem uncirculated condition can command a premium price at auction, and in some cases, such coins have fetched thousands of dollars, but perhaps the most exciting aspect of the 1983 dime is the value it can achieve when the right circumstances align. While most 1983 dimes are worth only their face value of 10 cents, the rare minting errors and coins in pristine condition can be worth far more. In fact, some of the most rare 1983 dimes have been known to sell for extraordinary sums. At the height of the coin collecting boom, an exceptional 1983 double die error dime was sold for $140,000, a staggering price for such a small coin. The rarity of these error coins, combined with their historical significance, makes them valuable pieces in the world of numismatics. For collectors, the 1983 dime is not just a coin, it's a symbol of American history, artistry, and craftsmanship. It's a reminder of a pivotal moment in the country's economic and political history, as well as a tangible link to the past that still holds significant value today. And for those lucky enough to find a rare minting error or a well-preserved example, the rewards can be substantial. So, what should you do if you come across a 1983 dime? First and foremost, examine it closely. Look for any signs of minting errors, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or unusual die marks. If you think you've found a rare error, it's worth getting the coin professionally graded by a reputable numismatic expert. Grading can help determine the coin's condition and its potential value, and it can also give you a clearer idea of how it might perform at auction. In conclusion, the 1983 US 1 dime coin may seem like a simple piece of currency, but in the world of numismatics, it holds significant value and potential. Whether through minting errors, its connection to a pivotal moment in American history, or its place in the larger context of U.S. coinage, the 1983 dime has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike. If you happen to come across one of these dimes, particularly a rare error coin or one in exceptional condition, you might just hold a piece of history worth far more than its face value. In the fascinating world of coin collecting, that's what makes the 1983 dime so much more than just a coin, it's a treasure waiting to be discovered. The 1985 US 1 dime coin may appear to be a simple piece of currency, no different than many other dimes that have been minted before or since. But this seemingly ordinary coin holds a fascinating story, one steeped in history, design intricacies, and numismatic significance. By the time we explore the historical context, the design, the minting details, the rare errors, and the allure of this dime in the world of collectors, you will come to appreciate why this particular dime is not just a piece of change but a highly sought-after coin with a remarkable value, as much as $130,000 for the right specimen. Buckle up as we journey through the fascinating world of the 1985 one-dime coin. Let's begin by understanding the context in which the 1985 dime was minted. The United States was in the midst of a significant period of economic and political change during the early 1980s. Ronald Reagan had just begun his second term as the 40th President of the United States. The country had emerged from a period of economic difficulty, with high inflation and unemployment during the late 1970s and early 1980s. By 1985, the U.S. economy was recovering, but still grappling with the global effects of oil crises and high interest rates. Despite these challenges, the U.S. Mint had to maintain a steady supply of currency, and the dime, as an essential part of that currency, was in high demand. The coin's composition had changed a decade earlier, in 1965, when the U.S. government decided to remove silver from most of the circulating coinage due to rising costs. The 1985 dime, like its predecessors since that transition, was made from a copper-nickel-clad composition. This composition consisted of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, with a copper core encased in a nickel outer layer. This change was not only a cost-saving measure but also one that gave the dimes a new, more durable construction compared to their silver predecessors. However, what sets the 1985 dime apart from the more routine issues of U.S. coinage is its design. Since 1946, the dime has been adorned with the image of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. This was a deliberate choice made in honor of Roosevelt's leadership during the Great Depression and his pivotal role in founding the March of Dimes, a charity aimed at eradicating polio. Roosevelt's image was designed by John R. Sinek and has remained on the obverse of the dime ever since. His left-facing portrait, surrounded by the inscriptions, "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the year of issue, remains a symbol of both the resilience of the U.S. government and the nation's commitment to social causes. On the reverse side of the 1985 dime, the design by Frank Gasparo continues to feature three powerful symbols: a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch. The torch represents liberty, the olive branch symbolizes peace, and the oak branch stands for strength. This reverse design conveys the values that the United States holds dear: unity, peace, and fortitude, and has remained a timeless symbol of American ideals. Surrounding this emblem are the inscriptions "United States of America," "E pluribus unum," and "one dime," indicating the coin's denomination and reaffirming its place within the currency system. While the basic design elements of the 1985 dime were not radically different from those seen on earlier coins, it's important to recognize that the coin was produced during a unique time in U.S. history. The 1980s marked a period of cultural change and innovation, and coins produced during this era reflect the durability and legacy of American ideals. In 1985, the U.S. Mint was producing millions of dimes to meet the demands of a booming economy and a population of over 230 million people. As such, the dime was an integral part of daily life, used in everything from vending machines to pocket change. But as with many coins, the true value of the 1985 dime doesn't lie solely in its everyday usage. Numismatics, the study and collection of coins, is an art that blends historical appreciation with the thrill of discovery. While most 1985 dimes remain worth only their face value of 10 cents, collectors have long been fascinated by specific variations, errors, and the overall condition of the coin. The U.S. Mint strikes dimes in large quantities each year, and typically, the coins that emerge from these mass production processes are in average or worn condition. However, the condition of a coin plays a crucial role in its numismatic value. For most collectors, the appeal of the 1985 dime lies in finding examples that are either in pristine, uncirculated condition or those that feature rare minting errors. One of the most exciting aspects of collecting dimes, including the 1985 edition, is the possibility of finding errors. Minting errors are the result of problems during the production process and can take many forms. Some of the most valuable errors are those that affect the design of the coin. For example, one common type of error is the double die or double die variety. This occurs when the dies used to strike the coin misalign during the minting process, resulting in a slight doubling of the design, which can often be seen with the naked eye. In the case of the 1985 dime, a double die error could manifest in Roosevelt's profile, the year, or the inscriptions around the coin. These kinds of errors are extremely rare, and the more noticeable the doubling, the higher the coin's potential value. Another potential minting error that could make a 1985 dime especially valuable is the off-center strike. An off-center strike happens when the planchet, the metal disc that is struck by the die, is misaligned during the minting process. This can result in a dime with part of the design missing or shifted, making it a highly coveted error among collectors. Off-center strikes that feature significant portions of the design cut off or appear incomplete are especially valuable, as they are not only rare but also aesthetically unique. While these errors are an exciting prospect for collectors, the condition of the 1985 dime also plays a major role in determining its value. Coins that are in mint or gem uncirculated condition are much rarer and more valuable than those that have been circulated. An uncirculated 1985 dime might feature brilliant, sharp details, a smooth surface, and no signs of wear, discoloration, or blemishes. Coins that are graded as MS-67 or higher, which signifies near-perfect condition, are highly sought after and could bring in significant sums at auction, but perhaps the most thrilling part of the 1985 dime's value lies in the possibilities that exist within the error coins and rare variants. While most of the dimes from this year remain common and carry only their face value, certain examples with unique characteristics can achieve extraordinary prices. For example, a rare 1985 double die error dime, one of the most prized varieties, was auctioned off for an astonishing $130,000, a price that underscores the collector demand for such coins. So, how do you identify a potential high-value 1985 dime? First, check for signs of any minting errors. Double die and off-center errors are the most desirable, but also look for any unusual die cracks, misprints, or areas where the design appears incomplete or misaligned. If you happen to find an example with these kinds of features, it's worth getting the coin professionally graded by a reputable numismatic service to verify its authenticity and value. In addition, consider the overall condition of the coin. If you have a 1985 dime that shows no signs of wear, has a smooth surface, and features sharp, clear details, you might just be in possession of a gem uncirculated coin that could be worth far more than its face value. Professional grading will help you determine how your coin compares to others in terms of quality and market demand. In conclusion, the 1985 US 1 dime coin is far more than just a piece of everyday currency. It is a coin that has captured the interest of collectors and investors alike, with its historical context, artistic design, and potential for rarity. From its association with Franklin D. Roosevelt's legacy to the fascinating possibilities offered by minting errors and pristine condition coins, the 1985 dime holds a special place in the world of numismatics. While most 1985 dimes may only be worth their face value, the rare varieties and high-grade examples can fetch impressive sums, with some coins selling for as much as $130,000 at auction. So, if you come across a 1985 dime in your collection or find one in circulation, take a closer look. It might just be the next big find, waiting to take its place in the fascinating world of coin collecting and bring you a windfall that far exceeds its humble face value.